All right, let's get right into it, man. Alex, appreciate the time, man. I've been interviewing you over the years, so it's pretty incredible to be able to chat with you before a world title fight. You're on this incredible streak. You know, you are undefeated in the UFC now. In this camp that you're at, in this championship champ camp, so to say, what's different, man? Because I've known you've been through a lot in your UFC career so far with injuries and pullouts and all kinds of drama going on. Is this camp the smoothest it's been for you?
I don't want to jinx it, but yeah, it's been it has been. It's been really good. Obviously, I had plenty of time to prepare for the fight. I had plenty of time to evolve. You know, obviously, I knew I was fighting for a while, and I knew it was probably going to be Max. But like, I knew it wasn't. You know, once I knew it wasn't Melbourne, I knew it'd be. You know, after I knew that, I knew it'd be probably later in the year. I had heaps of time to prepare, so I was just evolving as a fighter. So I was just, going there. I even come to City CKB and help the boys with their camp for the Melbourne show. And I was just here, like, doing a lot of the drilling and a lot of the kickboxing and that with the boys. And, obviously still training hard, but, like, not having to do all the cardio sessions. I could just, because a lot of times our conditioning classes are same times as the drilling. So I didn't have to do any of them conditioning classes. So I was able to work with Doug as well, do some kickboxing with them. And obviously Frank was still here, so I was getting a lot of work with Frank still. And yeah, it's good, man. Camp's going really well. It really is. I'm in really good nick. I'm spending a bit of money on this camp, and but it's going to be worth it. I'm already seeing results from it.
I think having this fight later on in the year in December instead of having it in Melbourne is a blessing in disguise for you because fighting in Vegas is a whole nother experience. And for a championship bout, I think it gives more attention to you and there will be more media there. You know, how are you handling all this media, for this fight?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm sort of used. Obviously, it's going to get a little bit more. Like there's times that when we're doing it, it's a little more hectic. But at the same time, man, I literally I just go through things like smoothly, man. Like I adapt to whatever's in front of me. I really do. I even when I'm fighting, no matter what it is, I just adapt. Whether it's injuries, going into a fight, I will adapt. I'll do what has to be done. I guess that's just I don't know what it's from, to be honest with you, but just with everything, I adapt to everything. Obviously, even having kids, you know what I mean? Like obviously kids can be difficult and stuff like that, but I just adapt. I don't let it all. I don't let it all get to me. I'll deal with the kids 1 minute, next minute I'm smashing the pads, next minute I'm doing, conditioning, next minute I'm fighting. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Whatever needs to be done or whatever's in front of me, I'm gonna go through and do it.
A couple months back, I think it was about a month ago or so, you went to New York, for the massive press conference, and you got to look into Holloway's eyes. What did you see?
Looking up at his eyes was, like, yeah, just man. Like, again, like, I'm used to them stare downs. I'm used to people being taller than me. This is nothing changes. I'm used to guys even taller than him. I mean, I've fought and sparred and guys plenty of times, but obviously it's Max Holloway. You know what I mean? He's no joke. He's a champion. I had to. I was in New York doing the press conference, so obviously it is different. But at the same time, I just play what's in front of me. I adapt. 1 minute I've got the guy I'm fighting in a few months or a couple of months standing in front of me. Do the shape up, do what needs to be done. Eyeball him, let him eyeball me, shake hands, and mate, like get back to camp. Obviously I went from Thailand to New York. That was some traveling, and then back to Sydney. That was a big trip. So there was a few days there where I didn't get to train. Like obviously I've done a session over there, like I've done some over there a little bit, but not much. But to be honest with you, obviously I was already training hard before I went there. It was weird. It was like I come back home and I just had this extra motivation. I don't know if it was like I had a little holiday. It was like I was just starting camp again. I only had like the 3 days off or 3-4 days off no training. And it honestly felt like, oh man, I need to get back to training. I'm keen. Like I obviously didn't lose any fitness, but I felt like I was fresh and ready for camp. And I just started smashing. That week was a huge week for me, and that I leveled right up with my fitness and cardio, and that's just set me up at like a nice level already. You know what I mean? These last couple of weeks have obviously been cracker weeks as well. Training really hard, doing a lot of work, as you've seen with Hickman. All the boys at CKB, got all the boys there. It's just unreal. Obviously, not only have I got my coach Joe Lopez with me as well, so we're all working well together. But having the guys at CKB, obviously, again, like they're known for their game planning and all that sort of stuff and styles and all that. Like nobody reads them more than them guys. To be honest, they really get good reads on fighters, and we're all on the same page as well. But I mean, they got guys trying to mimic Holloway, and we've got guys taller than Holloway. We've got guys bigger than Holloway doing Holloway things. You know what I mean? Like again, it's going to be different when they're in front of me. When he's in front of me, I'm not saying like he's going to be easy and I'm training with harder guys or whatever. But I mean, at the same time, mate, I'm ready, man. I really am. It's just I'm so confident. I've never been this confident for a fight, and I'm fighting the champion. I just think stylistically, I'm the man to do it. I think I'm going to go in there and realize early that what I already know, that I'm the man to do it. I think I'm going to go out there, whether it's even on the feet, having no problems, grabbing a hold of him and him just feeling like another small featherweight, skinny featherweight to me. You know what I mean? I don't mean that disrespectfully. I just think right now I'm just way too strong. I really do. I really think I'm way too strong, and I'm really working all areas of my game, and everything's just so tight right now.
Yeah, you hear that a lot from the people around you that, Volk, he's incredibly strong. Like that's like his main thing that he has over everybody. You were up to, let's say, 205 pounds or so, I guess, at the biggest.
214, I always say 14. I think that's the number.
Okay. Now,
yeah.
Now you go down to 145, and they said that you kept your strength. Like, to me, it's like, I don't understand it because I haven't experienced it. But when someone experiences for the first time, do you see a change in them?
Well, yeah, 100%. I really do. Even training. Like, I train with a lot of bigger boys. So, they're used to just bullying or like just having their way with smaller people. And that just does not happen with me. And like, obviously a lot of people already know it, especially even when I went to Tiger, there was already a couple of guys there and they're, big guys, strong. And they're like, got told about, oh, mate, he's just freakishly strong. And then as soon as we start wrestling, grappling, we start going a little bit and they're like, far out. That's what everyone's bloody talking about. Like straight away, like I even had guys like saying that straight away. But it's just different. Obviously, you got wrestlers and that they're going to be very technical, really strong in positions. But I mean, there's positions that I just shouldn't be strong, and like I still make things difficult no matter where I am. So I can always get myself in a position to improve my position. So I just think again, and these are guys much bigger than me. Honestly, if you see me against UFC welterweights, UFC middleweights, and let them talk about my strength and be like, mate, this is next level. He feels just as strong as these middleweights. I'm not lying when I talk about it. Again, I sound cocky, but I do. I'm in the gym, feeling these bodies, and every time I just blow people out. They just can't believe I'm a featherweight.
The narrative, surrounding this fight is that you're too small, you're too short, you're too experienced in championship fights. You've heard it all, you know what I mean? Like you're like Frankie Edgar. You've probably heard everything that's going on. But is social media something that you look at? Because it doesn't seem like you're really active at it. But are you looking at it?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm always looking. Yeah, I'm always looking. I'm seeing that. I love seeing that sort of stuff. I really do. I love seeing that stuff. I don't know. It's weird. Like it still like motivates me. A lot of times I'm getting much better with it. Obviously, you're going to get your doubters, and I start to be like, oh yeah, I want to write back and be like, yeah, you just wait and see. You know what I mean? But I'm like, I'm not going to bother with that. But the thing is, I'm getting a lot better with it because these are the same people. Or like I've heard it every time I fight. He's got no chance. Like this, like literally, and I could see like they really do believe it. Like they really do. It's like what I mean. And I go out, take him out, and I just wish I could go back and be like, what now? Or what do you got to say? You're going to say the next guy's going to be the same thing. But again, man, look, he's a great champion. Look what he's done. I can see why a lot of people think he's going to do what they've done. Like, but man, the game's a lot deeper than just, oh, he beat him and he beat this guy, so he's going to beat him. He beat him this way and he only won by decision or whatever they're going to do. That means nothing. Stylistically, like honestly, especially at this level where, at the highest level, styles really do make fights. And we're both at a very, very high level. And then I've just got all the tools to give him a nightmare. I really do believe that. He's got great takedown defense. He's a punch, good volume puncher and stuff like this, but if he is good takedown defense and I'm shooting, I ain't going to get tired. I'll do it all day if I have to. You're punching in volume. You're going to put yourself in very dangerous positions. I'm going to be fit and I'm going to be throwing hard back at you the whole time. And then I'm high enough level to pick him apart anyway. I really do believe that. A lot of people are going to sit there and be like, oh, Max, you can't beat him. Max, stand up. Just wait and see. I'll go out there, do my thing. I won't get tired. A lot of times, Max can get hit. Max does get hit early in his fights. But you do say as soon as they slow down, he's really good at reading people and reading. I won't get too much into it, but he's really good at reading people and reading when to really pour it on. He's just going to know that he won't be able to do that with me, honestly. And he's going to feel that pretty early. Every time he even tries to push a pace, he's going to realize he's putting himself in vulnerable positions. And again, I hit too hard. And again, this fight, you're going to see my power. You really will get to see my power because he's going to put himself in positions like, I'm the type of fighter, I ain't going to take risks. So my last couple of fights, a lot of my fights, I ain't taking risks. So I'm not going to go out there and make the wrong move, just in case I get caught and things like that. That's why if you look at statistics, I barely ever get hit and I'm always way higher, like significant strikes. For and against is always very, very well. But with this fight, he's going to put in positions where, especially I need to stand my ground, and that's my game. And I don't think I need to worry about them real big power shots. I don't believe that's his way to beat me. He's leaning one big shot. So if we're going to be in a firefight, I'm very happy there. And, you're going to see me in these positions and you're going to really, really get to see my power this fight. So I think it's going to be a cracker fight. It really will. He does have a chin. And if his chin is good as what I've seen in them last fights, it's going to be a war.
When you see Max, in his previous fights, he points to the center and he's just like, all right, let's throw down. I think that's what everybody's waiting for, is to see your power versus his power and see who wins in this power struggle. Would you welcome that, right? You're like, come on, Max, let's do that. Let's stand in the middle and let's trade.
Mate, if he wants to do that, again, that's my world. You know what I mean? Like, and again, that's just putting himself in very vulnerable positions. But again, I just believe I'm a lot more calculated than most fighters. Again, no disrespect to people he has fought and, guys that he has done things like that to. I'm on a whole nother level. Like these sort of things, like you make silly mistakes like that, I'm going to capitalize. I play what's in front of me. You're going to put yourself in very risky positions, which he does because he likes to really break people. But, you put yourself in that position in front of me, I'll capitalize and I'll finish the fight. If not finish, I'm going to hurt you really bad. And the ref's going to have to do, if your chin's as good as it sees, I think the ref is going to have to step in. Again, I sound cocky, but I'm just so confident. I really am. And, mate, I know I'm going to be in the best shape of my life and I'm going to be the strongest. Mate, even just I've got my nutritionist on board right now. I'm holding the most muscle I ever had, losing it. I'm getting lean. I'm losing fat. Usually I don't have a nutritionist, so I'm probably losing fat and muscle a lot of times. Right now I'm like holding the muscle with getting scans done and everything's going to plan. So, you know what I mean? And obviously camp's going really well. I'm flying, Frankie in to get me some training. I'm doing all the little things to make sure I'm 100%. And I'm already benefiting from that. And I know come fight time, I get to say, yeah, all that money I spent on this camp was well worth it. Who am I fighting next?
I spoke with Frank Hitman, your wrestling coach / training partner, and he was telling me, like, when he first met you, maybe 2 years ago or so, he said when he got into training with you, like he could hang, it was a good competition. Now it's like you elevated so much in your wrestling aspect. When you get in there, are you just confident in everything that you're doing right now? Or are you just like everything is like wherever it goes, it's going to be over wherever it lands?
Well, just again, when I say I'm a very calculated fighter, so where he gives me problems, I've always got ways to go. And like obviously, I'm drilling not only technique. So obviously, if he does one thing, I go here, as you would have talked to Frank about. But going back to what you're saying with Frank, yeah, early when I used to wrestle him, mate, I could believe the way he used to ride me was just incredible. You know what I mean? Like, that's why obviously he really does get in the trenches with us. So he's not only helping with the technique, he really does get in there with us. And I'm doing a lot of wrestling with him, and again, it's like obviously, you know what I mean. Like he's going to be very hard to take down, and he's going to get takedowns. You know what I mean. I don't. I'd be the man if I ain't getting taken down. But you know, I'm putting myself in them. You know, obviously I'm grinding. You know, every day, and you know I'm next to broken. I'm still pushing. I'm still, you know what I mean. And now, obviously, like he's been saying, obviously I'm getting a lot better, and I'm making it very much more competitive for him. I'm getting a lot stronger, and you know, obviously, not only was I always strong, now you know he's helping me with ways I can use it. You know, and have other angles. Obviously, when you're versing guys that have been wrestling their whole life, you need a bit more than just strength. You know, I can pull one way, but he knows where to put his body. You know, he's very comfortable in the most awkward positions. That's how wrestlers are. And, you know, I'm feeling really strong, and I'm able to get through these positions sometimes now, you know what I mean? And Max ain't. Like, I'll be straight up, you know what I mean? Like, you know, Max ain't going to be able to stop some of these things. A lot of people are going to talk about distance. Am I going to get in, and am I going to grab a hold? I'll find my way if I have to, you know what I mean? But, hey, will I even need to? That's the thing. A lot of people think I have to go to the ground. I'll show them early that I don't need to go to the ground. But, again, I'm a calculated fighter. If he slips up and does the wrong move, I'm going to capitalize. If I'm going to take him down, punch his head through the canvas, that's what I'll do. I'll play what's in front of me. But we've got a good game plan, you know, ready, and I'm going to put that on him. I really am. And again, I'm just so confident. Again, every time you talk to me, you probably realize, you know, I don't talk shit, but I mean, like, I'm getting more and more confident every time you talk to me.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you know, again, this is just pure confidence. You know, I'm believing in. You know, obviously you sit there and you tell yourself these things. Now I'm believing it. I'm knowing it. I'm getting the results. I'm taking out guys like Chad Mendes, like Aldo. Even though I said I was going to do it, I'm doing it. I'm doing it how I said. I'm in positions. Again, like these are some of the best fighters in the world, and I am so much better than I was in the last couple of fights. People got no idea, but they'll see December 15th.
Max, he calls his reign over the featherweight division the blessed era. You know, what would you call your run? Since you're the great, would you call it the campaign? What would you call it if you had to
Well,
name it, you know?
oh man, I haven't really thought about that. All I've thought about is, you know, again, I don't like you know, I don't want to sound disrespectful, but all I know is the blessed era ends in the featherweight division. The blessed era don't end. I'll give him that respect. You know, like he's been talking about going to lightweight. I'll make his decision earlier for him. His blessed era ends in featherweight division. He can move up and start taking names up there. But you know, this will be my division, December 14th, and the world will see. World's going to make excuses. If he wants to cut that weight again, maybe after he feels that power and be like, I don't want to cut weight for that. I'm going to feel these guys. These guys are going to be just as strong, if not as strong as this featherweight. So I want to move up anyway. So again, you know, I don't want to sound cocky, but I'm just so confident right now, man. I'm pumped.
All right, one last thing before I let you go. You know, you at the UFC 245 press conference in New York City, you sat next to the world famous Colby Covington. You got to experience him, you know, in front of you instead of from a distance. You know, what did you think about it? I saw you smiling a few times.
Yeah, just look, man. Like, everyone's going to have their thing that they do, and yeah, I mean, it's clear to see, like, you know, that it's like just a show. It's just the front, you know what I mean? But I reckon he's probably a half decent bloke backstage. Like, you just don't know, but no one really gets that chance to see that because he's probably has to hide in rooms because everyone hates him. But I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but he come out and yeah, I think I said, oh yeah, like there was one thing I said, and you know he wasn't too bad. He's just, oh thanks, mate, like you know what I mean. But then when them cameras are rolling, you know what I mean. It's just he's got them things he's going to say. You know, he's probably rehearsed what he's got to do, but hey, you know, it is what it is with that type of stuff. I know people are going to do that. It works. People are talking about him. Hey, is that what got him the main event? Maybe, you know what I mean? But again, he can do all the talking. They can have their rivalry. They can get the world watching. It's a stacked card already. Most of the people are going to watch. Let them hype the card up even more. I'll steal the show.
All right, man. December 14th, UFC 245, Las Vegas. Featherweight title is on the line. Man, it's like sometimes I can't even believe, you know, that you are up here that fast. You know what I mean? You're the way that you built yourself up throughout the years. And yes, you do sound the most confident I've ever heard you sound, you know, in an interview. So yeah, man, appreciate the time and good luck to you, man. And you know, what's great about this is that afterwards you get to just enjoy Christmas with the family because I know you're a family guy.
Yeah, that's exactly right, man. I can't wait. Can't wait. Bring that early Christmas present back home to the family. Celebrate. Even do a little tour with the belt if I have to. Take the family on a good holiday. Then next year, get back into it. Make that money.